Well, hi everybody, Louise Eddington, the Cosmic Owl of Cosmic Owl Astrology. And here I am recording this on January oh my goodness, 14th, January the 14th already, 2 weeks in. And I'm here to talk to you about the Aquarius New Moon that's coming up towards the end of the month. Before I do, I want to thank all you new subscribers. Welcome, all of you. I do try and at least heart comments and respond to many. I'm a little bit behind at the moment, but I really kind of appreciate any engagement, any thumbs up, any uh, subscriptions, new subscriptions, any shares, all of those things. I give you quite high level astrology, but hopefully I break it down and manage to explain it all very well. And in many of my new moon and full moon videos, etc., I also integrate numerology, and also I integrate tarot. So we have a new moon coming up, and it's also the Chinese New Year. So the new moon is on January the 29th, 2025. So that's an 11 day of the 1 month. So lots of new beginnings. Okay. And it's a 9 year, and it's a 9-degree new moon again. And so we are at a lot of endings, because 9 is the number of endings and then new beginnings again. And we have a series of new moons at 9 degrees. All right. So if I add up the whole day, that's 9 and 11 is 20, 21. It's actually a universal 3-day. So it's a very, very yin full moon. All of those are very yin numbers, with the exception of 11 being a master number, gateway kind of number. We have definite new beginnings in so many ways on this new moon. But first, let's talk a little bit about some of these energies around it, all right? So as I mentioned, it's actually the beginning of the Chinese New Year. Now, I am not an expert on Chinese astrology. I do have my books, but this is a wood snake year. And the last wood snake year was 1965. So if you are able to remember 1965, just look back. I'm not kind of going to go into all of that, but it's a long time ago, really. 1965. Wow. Where are we? 2025. So it's 60 years ago, right? We last had a wood snake year. So I just invite you to really think of those elements. Wood is a very yin element, very touchy, very feely, very earthy. And think of the element of the snake. We're just leaving a dragon year, and a dragon actually flies and breathes fire. Snakes slink along the ground, and snakes shed their skin, and they are very rooted close to the earth, right? So it's a very different feel. So not only do we have a lot of yin numbers, so we have the 9 and we have the 3, and we also have this just this feeling of things kind of settling down into kind of the earth kind of energy, all right? And so I just want to look at things. So the element of wood is said to lend the snake's traits greater versatility, growth, and creativity. The snake year is spiritual growth and personal growth, because it's a real month of self-discovery. Going back to my favorite topic of all time, personal growth and healing from the inside out. So each time we have the animal, the Chinese calendar, sorry, has 12 years for all the animals, but then they alternate between the elements, and the elements seem to make a great difference. So in 1965, it was the last time we had the wood element. It's said that It's said that the snake year often brings a downturn in the stock market. So let me have a look what happened in 1965 for the stock market. So um, details for the stock market in 1975. Well, it seems that overall there was not a downturn. There was a downturn of 5.2% in the S&P 500. I'm not looking at all of them in June of 1965. But if we average out all of the months, overall, it was a fairly flat year, or a little bit up, if anything. So if you hear anybody saying, oh, the stock market could go down because it's a snake year, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I've only looked at 1 year. All right, so you get the idea. So I'm just looking at another graph. Oh, that's interesting. Sorry, stop. Yep, it was a definite up actually in 1965. The stock market did go down, but clearly that did not go down till 1982. It sort of went down after 66, but that's after the snake year ended. So, I'm not going to buy into that one. Okay, so financially, we'll see what happens with the president, shall we say, who's elected. 1905 was also a wood snake year. Now, I have this wonderful little book that I found somewhere, and this says the wood snake is possibly the kindest, most amenable and altruistic of the elemental snakes. Wood snakes are not as narcissistic. The wood element brings stability and gives these snakes a love for family and home. Wood snake likes their friends, their circle of friends, and enjoys the quiet life, and their opinions are respected by friends and family alike. Wood snake, these are for people born, but you can feel the energy of a wood snake here, right? Wood snakes learn to take and seek the advice of others too, or they should learn to, instead of always coping alone. But wood snakes have the snake's deep intellect coupled with good understanding and are genuinely concerned for others. Many are prepared to share their knowledge for the good of humankind and exhibit leadership qualities in this arena. Wood snake also has exquisite taste and excellent powers of discrimination. Well, I like that sound of that for the year ahead. Now, there's lots of other things we could say about this. I'm sure you can read a lot. I am not a Chinese astrologer. I'm just, I am reading for you off the internet and out of books. But in another prediction, in the Hindustan Times, okay, the year of the snake and the wood snake is said to be a really bright year ahead. So, oh, that site is terrible. So bear with me. It says it's a bright year and it's about attracting wealth and recognition. All right. So, but I think it does depend on your birth Chinese sign. Okay. So the wood snake, this one is a good site, I think. This is growth, strategy, intuition, and is very related to all these kind of yin energies. Okay. And so lucky colors and gemstones, all right, for the wood snake year, I think are, well, hang on, some of these sites are terrible. So there's an element of creativity, flexibility, and growth, all right, for the wood snake year. I kind of think I'm repeating that one a little bit. So let me see if there's anything else I can say. Well, if you combine the colors for your own sign, Chinese New Year sign. For example, mine is pig. So pink and rose quartz for the year are supposed to be good for this year. For rats, it's white and platinum. For ox, it's brown. For tiger, it's gold and golden accessories. For rabbit, it's silver and silver accessories. Dragon, yellow and yellow crystals. Snake, if it's your year, blue and sapphire. Horse, grey and obsidian. Goat, khaki and amber. Monkey, red and ruby. Rooster, purple and amethyst. Dog, green and jade. All right. So anyway, it just sounds like a good year. It's very yin, very kind of much restful, very grounded, very close to earth, very intuitive, all that kind of energy. Then we add that to that this is a 9-year, but also a 9-degree new moon, again, another one. And so the number 9 is the number of universal love, faith, the universal spiritual laws, karma, spiritual enlightenment, spiritual awakening, service to humanity, humanitarianism, and philanthropists and philanthropy, charity, self-sacrifice, selflessness, soul purpose and mission, generosity, all those good things. Okay, empathy, self-love, my favorite thing. Learning to say no is really big for this year with the 9 and for this 9-degree new moon. If we think of this as another new year, especially, learn to say no, or that doesn't work for me is another one. A couple of the more shadowy energies, does it have any? But anyway, there is perfectionism and things like that. But this is an expansive, again, intuitive, mystical, kind, generous number as well. So this energy is so very yin, even though this is in an air sign. But of course, this, excuse me, is the first Aquarius new moon since since Pluto moved into Aquarius. And you could say with Pluto, generally when these really slower moving planets move into signs, we often feel it as an in-sign conjunction. So I'll look at that when we look at the chart. But a couple of things I do want to mention before we dive into all this energy are that this is on January the 29th, 2025, okay? And we have February the 4th. Uranus is going direct on January the 30th, and Jupiter is going direct on February the 4th. So this new moon really is occurring as Jupiter and Uranus are stationed to go direct. So that makes it kind of extra potent as big change is coming and big transformation. If you think of the snake energy as well as shedding skin, personal growth, transformation, big changes are coming. Well, aren't they just in so many ways? The other thing I want to mention before I share the chart is that Venus passes the degree that she will station direct at later in the year. That's at 24 degrees 37 minutes of Pisces. She passes that degree the day before this new moon. So she's in what could be called the shadow zone. I don't believe that means things go wonky right away, but I do believe that this is ground that Venus will retread. So it's good to pay attention to what is occurring, especially in Venusian matters. And then join me in my Venus retrograde heroine's journey class. It's just off the charts, this Venus retrograde. Honestly, I've started compiling a major list of aspects and things I'm going to talk about in the class. And it's not just an astrology class, it's an astro-shamanic healing class, employing myth and tarot and shamanic healing journeys and the astrology and storytelling and all kinds of things to help you to go within and maximize the most of this potent retrograde time, because Venus is the closest planet to Earth. She is Earth's big sister. All right. So while we've been talking about all that, I've been shuffling, and I'm going to pull a card for this Aquarius new moon and this Chinese New Year of the wood snake, this extremely yin year that gives me really big hope. Okay. Now the card I'm pulling cards from this deck. This is the deck I specifically use for the Venus retrograde heroine's journey. It's based on the Eleusinian mysteries, which is where Demeter went to after she lost her daughter Persephone to Hades, and where she was reunited with her. Now then, the card I pulled for this new moon is actually a Cups, a water element card. Now I'll talk more about the elements when we share the chart, but look at this. Aquarius really is friends, groups, community, tribe, if you like, clan, if you like, whatever word you want to use. I know tribe's a bit out of fashion for obvious reasons, but you know, it has that kind of word of coming together with your people. Okay. Now then, the Three of Vessels is I am friendship. And the quote with that card is, a lifetime without love is of no account. Love is the water of life. Drink it down with heart and soul. This card centers around happiness, hospitality, and celebration. We are connecting with others that see us and can enjoy the company, friendship, and love that accompanies such relationships. New friendships are formed, old friendships stand strong. Soul friends are with us for eternity, and deep bonds are held. Sharing our journey with others supports us in both happy and challenging times. Gatherings and celebrations are possible. Support is abundant. Friends gather. We experience the joy and connection. We're not alone, and love is abundant. Now, one more plug for my Venus retrograde heroine's journey class. That's done in community, because the heroine's journey is meant to be done in sisterhood or partnership, or in friendhood, let's say. Anyway, let's look at the chart. I don't want to be here all day. Some of my videos get a bit long and I'm so busy right now. But here's the chart. And Aquarius, this is the sign of the future. This is science, this is quantum, this is wave. I did that quantum astrology gathering. Pluto is now in Aquarius. Mercury will be conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. Chariklo is still in Aquarius, and Ceres or Demeter is in Aquarius. Eleusinian mysteries. This is a major push towards the future, towards personal growth and healing from the inside out, to co-create the future with our community or friend groups. Okay. Then it's exactly almost 9 degrees 51 minutes square to the sacred inner flame of the hearth, the inner flame of devotion, but this is also the hearth of the state. And this is Vesta in Scorpio, and that could mean a rebirth towards the future of the state, or the state of humanity, or you. Okay, this is such rebirth energy as we head into this Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde and eclipses coming up, all at the same time, by the way, and as Neptune is about to move into Aries. So speaking of that, we have North Node in Pisces here. We've just had the nodes move back into Pisces. Even if you use the mean calculation of the nodes, the North Node is in Pisces now. Conjunct Neptune and conjunct Venus, who has just entered her retrograde zone, if you like. Venus, the big sister of Earth, conjunct Neptune, the planet of love and grace and expansion and interconnectedness, conjunct the North Node, which is our purpose, where we're moving. The only kind of shadow is what she has left behind. Now, she is said to be besieged, but I think Neptune is a very, and the North Node, I don't see them as malefics. I know a lot of traditional astrology and Vedic sees both nodes as malefic, but it is a bit of a challenging time for Venus, so she's really got to lean in to this co-creative thing. But because she has just left a conjunction with Saturn in Pisces and Nessus, revealer of abuses of power. So it's what's come to light that we are all dealing with. And this is going to kind of change everything for us. And look at this, more may come to light around this new moon at the end of the month. Now, this conjunction, love, 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 or it's asking us to move into love. The card again is in an almost exact trine with Juno in Scorpio, sacred contracts, marriage of all opposites, etc. And it's pointing at the South Node in Virgo, which is meaningful work, doing the right thing, being prepared to kind of step into that more kind of priestessy, washing feet kind of energy, doing the right thing for service to people and humanity, not by overgiving. There is still that element of learning to say no and staying whole unto oneself with Virgo, right? So this is not that servitude kind of Virgo. This is about learning to do Virgo well and bringing the mystical and the love down to earth in practical ways to heal and rebirth something in so many ways. A couple of other aspects I want to talk about are that Pallas Athena, the strategic justice goddess asteroid, is at 23 Capricorn, 23, that most human of numbers. Not going to go through all the reasons why again, but it is. It's just the number of, it's the number most associated with literally our humanness, and it's represented in nature in all kinds of ways as well, is in an almost like by 1 minute trine to Uranus. Radical, radical change and justice, it feels like. And Uranus is about to station direct, like the very next day. Okay, right after, in fact, this new moon is at 7:36 a.m. on the 26th. Uranus will go retrograde at this degree. He's stationed. Then Jupiter is going direct in the sign of community, in the sign of perspectives and information at the gateway degree of 11 degrees. I'm not even going to talk more about this. This is, and Uranus is the modern guide for Aquarius. Saturn is the traditional guide, and Nessus, the centaur, is revealing the abuses of power of these autocrats, because Aquarius has that either autocratic, conservative, or freedom-loving, future-oriented vibe. I think the freedom-loving, future-oriented vibe is going to win out. So I'm not going to talk much more about this chart, other than to say this has all the vibes for a big shift in this year, starting with this new moon. It's 9 endings and beginnings, more moving into a kinder, more yin kind of energy for the future that we co-create. Now then, I want to look at the symbols. The Sabian symbol for this new moon is a popularity that proves ephemeral. So James Burgess says that this is remaining humble during moments of popularity. Our ideals are projected onto celebrities, but underneath the glamour, The person is only yet another imperfect person. So it's rejecting the illusion of fame and fortune and really staying real. Okay. As we engage with the archetypes and tune into their power and wisdom, we have also to find the ability to forget ourselves as people and surrender our egotism into the higher consciousness. We are not archetypes and not able to withstand the projections upon ourselves of an ideal which is necessarily beyond human attainment. We are people and we need to be in touch with our vulnerabilities and faults. It's important occasionally to look again at what we have become and who we really are. I like that one because I'm all for healing from the inside out and being fully human and accepting our foibles. That doesn't mean trying not to be a better person, but it does mean not thinking that we are broken, because we are not. Okay. So, omega symbol. A mechanical person is smiling and nodding yes. So that's, and he says the degree angel, Yael, is stop fatal attraction, fame, renown. So make kind of echoes that Sabian. Everything in reality is here because someone said yes to it, which is what this degree realizes. And so much of our yesing has been of a mechanical, unconscious, mindless nature. This degree wants to wake people up so they will know they are not robots, that they don't need to say yes to whatever they don't want, and that when you embrace aliveness, you find the capacity to change. The Chandra symbol is a black raven with a bright red head. This degree has clear perceptions, about what needs to be done, what needs to come about. It senses the urgings of spirit and is willing to do whatever it has to allow the force of evolution to express itself. So often the future is resisted because it seems dark and foreboding. But the energy of this degree says, let's get on with it, and can always figure out a way to do so, no matter how stuck or deeply rutted the situation has become. Wow. Well, honestly, I love this new moon. If I could say anything about it, it is let's get on with it. The future is here. It's up to us. We create it. Let's leave the past behind and make the radical changes necessary to move into the new paradigm and create this more yin, interconnected, kind, personal growth oriented, or peace, personal healing from the inside out oriented world that is more about love and companionship and friendship. And join my Venus retrograde class. All right, everybody, honestly, the next few weeks, in all realness, this is the start of a bigger cycle, but this, we are on the way out. The week of the period of the Venus retrograde, with Mercury retrograde in the middle, the eclipses in the middle, at lunar maximum, with Neptune also moving into Aries while Venus is retrograde, is going to be a bit chaotic and turmoil, because it's like the chrysalis. It's like, you know what happens in a chrysalis? The caterpillar forms the chrysalis, kind of eats itself, and everything turns into this mush. All the organs are broken down. Everything just becomes a mush. And then all the molecules come back together and it emerges into this beautiful butterfly. And this is the stage we are at its peak right now. So let's get to it. What was the word for that in the symbol? Yes, let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. I love you.